Hi, everybody. Here's my story, my love affair with social media and how we broke up. Hey, everybody. My name is Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm here collecting the journey and experiences, the life lessons I have learned over the course of 58 plus years. And since I've been on social media since almost the beginning, not necessarily when Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, the Facebook in 2004 out of his dorm room, but a few years later in 2008, I started on Facebook and I fell in love with it. Now let me go back. Just recently, I deleted all social media apps from my phone. Back in 2008, we didn't have apps on our phone. How I accessed social media back then was I went down to my local library because I didn't have a laptop at that time. Went down to the library and I'd have to log on, and I went on Facebook and I fell in love. And there's a couple of reasons why I fell in love with it. First of all, I could connect with people from my past that I haven't seen, that I barely run into, and I could stay connected with them. I had a sense and a feeling of connection with these people. The second thing I got out of that was that I felt this sense of, I don't want to say popularity, but kind of like there was this feeling of like, oh, I have X amount of friends, building up to that, building these numbers. Like I'd find people, and you know how that time they would give you like this friend suggestion over on the left hand side, and I'm like, oh, I got to connect to that person, I have to connect. And so like, oh, I want to get like 100 friends, I want to get 150 friends. So it was that little game of like, oh, I'm popular now, I have all these connections out there on Facebook. The third thing that really I loved about it at the time is that I would sit there, scroll through my Facebook feed. And at that time, y'all, there was no constant ads, sponsored content, or like all this stuff coming up from people that you don't know and a suggestion to connect with them or follow them. So that didn't exist at the time. So the only thing that was coming up in my feed were posts from other people that I was connected with. And what I loved about it is like somebody would post something or comments would come through on that person's post, and some really like crazy dry-witted humor would pop up in my brain, and I'd be like, it would just make me laugh right out loud, and I must have looked like some crazy person. And of course, I never posted these dry-witted things because I felt like, oh, are people going to take it the wrong way, and that's not really how I am in real life, so I don't want to do that right here. But it gave me like a sense of lightness. And at that time in 2008, I was going through my breakup and divorce. I was married for 20 years, and at that time I was going through my divorce, and it just really gave me like something to look forward to at the end of the day. I just loved it. I loved everything about it. In 2010, 2011, Instagram came on the scene. And I'm just like, why do we need Instagram? Why do we need another social media thing? But I really liked it because it was a way to be able to showcase my life through photos. And I would really get this sense of storytelling based on what I was going through at that time, and a picture I would capture. So I could see the picture that I just took, and I could come up with, I had this feeling, and I could generate a story from that. And I just really like that. As Facebook and Instagram started to evolve, so too did I evolve in my postings. It was at this time that I was really doing a lot of self reflection, a lot of inner growth, and how I saw the world. And I really wanted to share these things that I was learning. All these mindset shifts that I was going through. I was constantly reading daily um, inspirational quotes and texts, and I would take a piece of that and share it. And because they were uplifting me, I wanted to help uplift someone else. And I knew this was working because people would just randomly run into me out in real life and say, "Oh my God, I love your positive posts. You know, you're always so positive, blah, 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 blah." And it just really made me feel good because that was my intention. I would also share a lot of my life and the things that I was doing, and not from the like, oh my God, showing off and I'm romanticizing my life, anything like that. I was doing it because for so long I wanted to live this life where I was just doing things different. I wanted to live an extraordinary life. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone. I wanted to do the thing. I wanted to go to the places. And finally, I was able to because I wasn't in a relationship. My son was an adult at the time, and I just had this freedom to explore life the way I wanted to. And no one, I didn't have to worry about the other person or like consider someone else's feelings that I was in a relationship with. So it was like, look at what I'm doing. And if I can do it, somebody that was had so much self-doubt, you can too. As years went on, and again, Facebook evolved, Instagram evolved. I just felt that people just knew everything that you were doing. And I just really, I started to feel like I want my privacy back. I want to live my life and not have to showcase it out on social media anymore. Plus, at about I can't remember what year, these sponsored ads, and it was just like, and now in 2026, it's even worse. It's almost like every other post sponsored ads. I feel like the social is come out of it, and it's more media, and it's more influencers being paid for content and game that marketers play. And it just doesn't feel like when it first started. Plus, like really started to go through a little sadness and depression and like, what am I doing with my life? I didn't obviously want to share that with other people because I don't like to share my struggles. And at the same time, like people just were very highly opinionated. People that don't even know you are coming out and making comments and rude comments to you because I feel like the filters are gone on social media. People are just free to say whatever they feel like. And if somebody's annoying them, your hair looks this or your teeth are crooked or there's something wrong with, wrong with you. It's just like, why are you so rude? In 2020, and we all know what happened in 2020, it was the pandemic. The landscape in general was very tumultuous. I live in a very liberal pocket of Wisconsin. So where I lived during the pandemic, indoor masking was mandatory, and people really felt this sense of like they didn't want to get COVID, nor did they want to spread COVID to somebody else. So we really felt like masking was a way to help protect our community and people around us. But I had put a comment, oh, should we be, really caring about someone else's health to the point that we're wearing a mask just not only for ourselves, but to protect our neighbors and the people in our community. And I don't know, somebody came back, didn't even know me, was totally offended by what I put and was like really, really snarky. And I'm just like, oh, geez, I do apologize. The girl came back, oh, don't worry, Kelly. I know you. I know you didn't mean it maliciously. It was at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go out here and waste my energy arguing my opinion and how I feel. And it was at that point I really started to even more so like hardly ever post. Basically let my husband do most of the posting. And he liked to post like where we were, what we were doing, the things that we did. And it's like even at that point, whatever you're posting, people are making up in their minds what kind of stories or life they think that you are leading. And a lot of times, it's like we put this like portrayal of our lives out there on social media and make it look so happy and engaging and doing this stuff. Most of the time it's like flatline, because you'll run into somebody, like if you ran into me in person, you'd think that, oh my God, she's got such an exciting life. And when you run into me in person, I'm very, very quiet and shy. Most part, I'm very, very, like, I like to talk to people one on one, but you get me in a group, I'm just really, really quiet and shut down. So you'd be like, who is that girl? Like, that ain't the girl on social media, because it's like I usually like kind of keep to myself. It takes me a little bit to formulate my thoughts and my what I want to say and articulate myself. So I can do that behind a screen and when I write it, but in person, I usually, it takes me a little bit. I was starting to feel more and more fake. I felt like the connections weren't as genuine. If you want to talk to me, let's get together. In 2025, I really felt a sense of pulling back even more. I felt the news, social media, all of it was getting very loud and noisy. I just wanted to cut it all out. And I found myself filling up my time and being distracted by doom scrolling. I'm like, I'd ask myself, why am I watching these people out on TikTok and dancing and doing all these weird things? And yeah, it's entertainment, but hey, if you're out there making money on it, I'm happy for you. So I decided to delete all social media apps off my phone except for YouTube, and I got Substack on there as well. So I'm not sure if people regard Substack as social media or not, but I have Substack on there. And so far, I can tell you it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been bliss. My life, okay, I am reading again. I'm reading fiction and it's been lovely. I'm starting to play my piano again, my electronic keyboard. So that's been amazing. I'm even really getting into writing again, which has really filled my bucket. So, really, what I wanted was less distraction and more time on being creative, filling my bucket and my heart and my soul with more creative things and doing things that are not sitting on my phone, doom scrolling, seeing what everyone else is doing, getting jealous, starting these stories in my mind, comparing myself to other people. It was just getting to be enough. Who knows if I'll go back to it? I don't really want to. I'm having fun without it. Curious to see where it takes me. 2008 was a long time ago. It was over 15 years ago. I feel like I'm the OG. I have a lot of history on social media. Seen a trend of letting go of social media and all digital connections, and really going back to the time where we reached out to somebody, gave them a call and said, hey, let's get together. I think those are the best kinds of connections. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.